Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're going to talk about something that hits close to home for millions of us, caring for an aging loved one. Now, it's a journey that comes from a place of love, for sure, but it also comes with costs that you don't always see on a spreadsheet. We're going to get into what those hidden costs really are and explore how professional care can actually be a really positive, supportive way forward for the entire family.
So when I say the cost of caregiving, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's money, right? The salary you're not making because you had to cut back your hours at work. But that's just scratching the surface. The true cost, well, it goes so much deeper than just a paycheck. Okay, let's just let that number sink in for a second. $180,000. A recent study figured out that this is the median cost to a daughter's overall well-being when she cares for her mother for just 2 years. It's a shocking number, and you're probably asking, how on earth did they come up with that? Well, that huge number isn't just about lost wages. It's what economists call a welfare cost. And that's just a fancy way of saying it's a measure of the full impact on a caregiver's life, an impact that you just can't see if you're only counting the dollars and cents. This slide really breaks it down. On one side, you've got foregone wages. That's the money you lose from not working. Simple enough. But the welfare cost? That's the whole iceberg. It includes the value of your lost free time, the hit to your future career path, and the incredible amount of stress that comes with the job. In fact, just looking at lost wages underestimates the true cost by about 7 times. It's a huge difference. And this is probably the most serious cost of all. It's the toll it takes on the caregiver's own health. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that caregivers who are under a lot of strain have a 63% higher risk of dying than people who aren't caregivers. We're not just talking about being tired here. This is a serious, life-threatening health risk. So when you look at all these costs, the financial, the emotional, the physical, it's no wonder so many families feel totally trapped. You feel like it's all on your shoulders, no matter what it does to you. But there is another way. There's a supportive, positive path forward that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your own well-being. This is a really key shift in thinking. Bringing in professional home care isn't failing. It's not a last resort. It's actually a proactive plan to make life better for everyone. It's about building a support team so your loved one gets the absolute best care, while you get to protect your own health and your family relationships. So what do these benefits actually look like? Let's break it down, and we'll start with the person at the center of it all, the senior. This is about so much more than just medical stuff. It's about honoring who they are and making their daily life better. You know, one of the biggest things you hear from older adults is that they want to age in place. And professional home care makes that possible. It brings personalized, one-on-one support right to them, so they can stay in the comfort and familiarity of their own home with their memories, their belongings, even their pets. That feeling of security is just priceless, especially for someone with a condition like Alzheimer's. Professional care really offers a two-part solution. First, you get trained help for all the tricky health needs, things like managing a bunch of different medications or helping with daily activities like dressing and bathing in a way that's respectful and maintains dignity. But second, and this is just as huge, it provides companionship. A caregiver is someone to talk to play a game with, to run errands with. It directly fights that awful loneliness and isolation that so many seniors feel.
And the good news doesn't stop with the senior. These positive effects kind of ripple outward, and they can completely change the family dynamic from one that's full of stress to one that's about connection.
I mean, seriously, ask any family caregiver what they want most in the world, and this is what you'll hear: peace of mind. Just knowing that a trained, trustworthy professional is with your loved one, that they're safe and their needs are being met, it lifts this enormous weight off your shoulders. And that is so critical for preventing that burnout we were just talking about.
Now, of course, it's an investment, so let's talk about the cost. A survey from Genworth gives us some context. The yearly median cost for care at home is often a lot more affordable than you might think, especially compared to a facility. As you can see here, a home health aide costs significantly less than a nursing facility, which makes it a real option for a lot more families.
And check this out. This shows another really powerful benefit, this time for the family's finances. Let's just walk through it. When you have something like long-term care insurance helping to cover professional care, it sets off this positive chain reaction. It frees up family members. Adult children who might have had to quit their jobs can keep their careers going. Sometimes even the older adults themselves can work part-time. And what's the result? The whole family's income goes up. It's a win-win.
So what does all this really mean for you, the person who's been doing all the caring? This is the most important point. Professional care doesn't replace you, it empowers you. It lets you step away from being a 24/7 care manager and step back into the role you actually want to have.
Think about it. Instead of your time together being about a to-do list, checking medications, helping with showers, making special meals, it can be about, well, just being together. You get to stop being the hands-on caregiver with all that stress and just be the son, the daughter, the spouse again. You get to rediscover the joy of simply being family.
This quote from Hospice of the Piedmont just says it all perfectly. When you lift that stress, relationships have a chance to heal and really grow. It lets everyone focus on what actually matters, spending quality time together, sharing stories, making new memories, and just strengthening those family bonds that are so precious.
So, in the end, this isn't about replacing family love. It's about creating the space for that love to actually shine. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a profound act of love for your parent, for your family, and just as importantly, for yourself. Thanks for joining this explainer.